Okay.
We'll see.
Okay. So let's go to Philly then, because
Don't kill me.
it seems like everyone's like eyeing it. They're like, yo, Philly's looking kind of sweet right now. You know what I mean? Like Tobias Harris is off the
Oh,
books.
he's gone. He's gone, bro. He's gone. Tobias Harris, yo, bro. He's already linked to the Pistons. I heard. Like, yo, the Pistons want him back. So yeah, he can go to the Pistons,
Oh
bro.
yeah, he was a Piston, right? Yeah, add
Yeah.
some like maturity to that group. Fine. Um, yeah, they're looking quite like people are like, what are we gonna do? And I hear the talks too about the PG. So do you think that's gonna happen? What happens if that happens to the East, to Philadelphia? What do you see going on in your crystal ball for the next month or two? Because draft. Okay, NBA Finals is this Thursday. It'll
Yep.
last a week or two, and then the draft is like a day or two later, right? So that's
And
when you
then it's
start
the
seeing
city.
all these trades happening and stuff like that, all the way up to like Canada Day, July 1st. We'll talk
Yep.
about Toronto in a bit, but what do you see happening for Philadelphia in the next 3 weeks?
Well, excuse me. They have the most money to sign a star or a superstar or a max guy, right? So, um, I'm putting it out there. I think they're gonna sign either Jimmy Butler, Paul George, or LeBron James. LeBron James, maybe not so much because I think he's going to stay with the Lakers. Overall, it was just more fantasy of me saying that he should go to the Sixers. But I think they
Yeah,
will get Paul. I think they will get Paul George or Jimmy Butler. There's rumors out there that Pat Riley doesn't want to sign Jimmy Butler to a max contract and stuff like that. So that might open the door for the 76ers to kind of mend that relationship because they chose Tobias Harris over him, bro. Like Tobias Harris over me. Like that's what this man was
yeah.
saying, bro. So they can kind of mend that
So that
relationship by,
they can really literally do it and be like, okay, get rid of Tobias and get Jimmy back.
you know. But
But
the only
do
pro,
you see him
sorry, go
going
ahead.
back? You see him going back?
If the money's there, yes. If the money is there, if financially, if they were like, yo, we're gonna give you 150 million for 3 years or whatever, absolutely. I could definitely see him going back because he's 35 now, bro. Like, come on, like he's 34, 35 right now. But that's the thing. Do you want to give Jimmy Butler? Like the only person right now that's proven that they can be an older superstar and still produce at a high level is LeBron James and probably Kevin Durant as well. Kevin Durant. These guys are still producing at a very, very high level. Jimmy Butler is still kind of injury prone. He's not Steph, LeBron, and KD, so offensively, he's not gonna. He's still gonna give you probably like what 18 points a game,
Yeah,
19 points a game,
22
20
or
points
something.
if you're lucky. If you're lucky.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I personally think the best option for the Sixers is Paul George. Still, I've been harping on that for the past like 3 or 4 months. I keep saying get Paul George, get Paul George, get Paul
Really.
George. Yeah, I've been harping on that.
As you say it, though, as you say it, I would go Jimmy just
mm.
because I believe in playoff Jimmy way more than playoff P.
Oh, I guess. You're right.
Right?
Yeah,
For the
yeah, yeah. True,
season
true,
wise, yeah,
true, true, true,
PG would go off 27, 28 a game. They'd be slapping teams by 20, 30. Playoff time, kind of rocky.
true.
I prefer Jimmy, and that would allow you to, I don't know. They would have to come to an agreement. I don't think they could pay him max. I would sign Jimmy to a 2 year, you know, not 50 a year, but like 40 a year. Maybe you can get another 3-point shooter or something with the extra 10 mil, right?
True.
If he would agree to that, being 35 years old, that would give them a good 2 year window. If you don't do it in those next 2 years, trade, get rid of everyone. Keep Maxi and get rid of Embiid and let him go wherever he wants to go. Let Jimmy go wherever he ends up, and
Mm.
then keep Maxi and start fresh because those two teams are running out of time. Boston and Philadelphia, like they're damn near there. So many things has happened to Philadelphia in terms of injuries, way more than Boston, so they have more of an excuse. But if you can get 2 years with another good player like such as Jimmy, you gotta get it done. Just like how Boston has to get it done this year, right?
True.
So I would go with Jimmy over Philly. I'm Joe Jimmy over Paul, just because of that reason. Paul, he'd be
Playoff
great.
P.
He'll definitely be there for like I believe that they sign players for like season wise. We need some wins on our belt, so we'll just sign someone that can score 20 points a game, and hopefully it'll bring us 7 more wins. But they're looking for like championships, and they gotta pick meticulously who they get. They thought Tobias was the right person in the first place. Clearly not the guy. If they make things right between them and Jimmy, and pay not top dollar, but like a good amount where Jimmy can negotiate and agree, that scenario works very well for them. I think I definitely agree for that for sure.
But do you think though? Because I think, like I said, context matters. Though, do you think they kept Jimmy? Sorry, they didn't re-sign Jimmy Butler because of the personnel at the time. You had Ben Simmons. Let's not forget about Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Like I guess maybe they're saying who complements that duo more, especially for a guy like in Ben Simmons who doesn't shoot the ball at all, doesn't shoot the three, doesn't shoot outside the paint. So maybe they were looking like because Tobias Harris is more of a catch and shoot type of guy. Like he doesn't really put the ball on the
Yeah,
floor and post up and stuff like that. So maybe that's why they didn't sign Tobias. I mean, they didn't sign Jimmy Butler to a contract extension or sign him again. But I don't know. Like
yeah,
I
you're
think
right. Yeah, I think they were expecting more out of Ben Simmons. Like they
yeah,
thought he was going to be his star, right?
right, right.
So that's why they were going with Ben and Embiid, and then Jimmy kind of gets cut out of that, threesome of like, like at the time, Ben was more promising, more ceiling that we saw. Now we already know what his ceiling is, and it stops at his back, right? And
Oh, this guy's cold.
you're right.
Oh my
Tobias
god.
was more like not. I don't think they were saying that he's a better player, but they're like it's more of a fit kind
Better
of
fit.
position. Yeah. So yeah, yeah, that's fair. But Jimmy seems like one of those guys with an ego, and he'll just say no just to say no. Um, he
True.
seems self-sabotagical almost. I don't know the guy, but like I feel like he'd be like no to a good situation just for his ego and pride.
Just yeah, to prove a
Just
point.
yeah, just the vibes I get. But